Why is it that carrots, one of the simplest vegetables in the kitchen, are one of the hardest crops in the garden? You prepare the bed, you scatter those tiny, dust-like seeds with hope and patience, you water carefully every day, and then nothing. For 10 days, 14 days, sometimes 3 full weeks. By the time the carrots finally decide to appear, the weeds are already towering over them like bullies on a playground. You start weeding, terrified to pull too close, you thin too early or too late, and months later, after all that care, you pull a carrot that looks like a broken finger, twisted, forked, and disappointing. Most gardeners accept this as normal. They say carrots are just difficult. They blame their soil. They blame the seed company. They blame themselves. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Carrots aren't hard to grow. We've simply forgotten how they were meant to be planted. A century ago, market gardeners grew carrots for a living. Their income depended on straight roots, uniform size, and reliable germination. They didn't have plastic seed tapes, fancy irrigation systems, or endless time to weed, yet their carrot beds came up thick, even, and nearly weed-free every single season. They understood something modern gardening forgot. Carrot seeds are weak, but weeds are aggressive. So instead of fighting weeds later, they prevented them early. Instead of watering endlessly, they trapped moisture exactly where it was needed. Instead of loosening the entire bed, they created a perfect underground runway for the root to follow. They didn't baby carrots, they protected them. In this video, we open the garden lore vault and bring back a lost method so simple it almost feels like cheating. No chemicals, no constant watering, no endless thinning and weeding. Just 2 forgotten ideas. One fixes crooked roots, the other forces fast, reliable germination. And it all starts with how you prepare the seed trench, not the entire bed. The reason most carrots grow twisted has nothing to do with bad luck. It's physics. A carrot is a single, straight taproot trying to drill its way down through soil. The moment it hits resistance, a pebble, compacted clay, a hard crust, it panics, it splits, it forks, it curls sideways, searching for an easier path. Most gardeners respond by tilling the entire bed deeper and deeper. That's exhausting and unnecessary. The old market gardeners did something smarter. They didn't fix the whole bed, they fixed the path. This is called the sand sandwich, and it's deceptively simple. Instead of tilling everything, you cut a narrow V-shaped trench exactly where your carrot row will be, just the width of your hand, just deep enough to guide the root. You leave the surrounding soil alone, firm, undisturbed, and stable. Then you fill that trench with a loose, stone-free mix. Clean sand, or sifted compost, or a 50-50 blend of both. This creates a vertical column of softness inside otherwise normal soil. Think of it as a tunnel. When the carrot root emerges, it follows the path of least resistance, straight down, no questions asked. The surrounding firm soil actually helps. It prevents side branching, it keeps moisture stable, and it anchors the root so it doesn't wobble or split. This is why carrots grown this way come out straight even in heavy clay. Now for the second half of the sandwich. After sowing the seeds into that soft trench, you don't bury them under heavy soil. You lightly cover them with the same loose mix, just enough to hide them from the sun while still allowing oxygen to reach the seed. Why does this matter? Carrot seeds are tiny. They don't have the energy reserves of beans or corn. If they struggle through crusted soil, they die before they ever see daylight. Loose material gives them a gentle exit ramp. Already, with just this one change, you've solved half the carrot problem. Straight roots, strong early growth, less stress underground. But we're not done. Because even with the perfect trench, carrots will still fail if the soil surface dries out. That's where the truly lazy trick comes in. The one that forces germination in days instead of weeks, and it involves nothing more than a simple wooden board. Now we arrive at the part that feels almost too simple to be real.
After sowing carrot seeds, most gardeners grab the watering can and enter a dangerous cycle. Water, surface dries, water again, soil crusts, seeds suffocate. Carrot seeds live in the top few millimeters of soil. That zone dries out faster than anywhere else in the garden. One missed day of watering, especially in wind or sun, and germination fails completely. The seed swells, dries, swells again, and dies. This is why carrots are famous for patchy rows. The old gardeners solved this problem permanently with wood. Here is the method. Once your carrot row is sown and gently watered, you place a simple wooden board directly on top of the soil, flat, snug, and touching the surface. It can be a plank, a piece of plywood, even an old shelf, nothing fancy. This board does three critical things at once. First, it stops evaporation almost completely. Moisture that would normally disappear into the air is trapped beneath the board. The soil surface stays evenly damp day and night, exactly what carrot seeds need. Second, it prevents crust formation. When bare soil dries under sun, it hardens like cement. Under the board, the surface never bakes. It stays soft, breathable, and alive. Third, and most important, it tricks the seed. Carrot seeds are programmed to sprout faster when they think they're buried deeper. Darkness, pressure, and consistent moisture send a biological signal: you are safe, grow now. Under the board, the seed believes it is underground, even though it's planted shallow. The result is dramatic. Instead of waiting 12 to 21 days, carrots often germinate in 4 to 6 days. No daily watering, no guessing, no praying for rain. This is not a greenhouse effect, it's a moisture lock. But here's the danger. This method is powerful enough to kill your crop if you don't respect the timing, which brings us to the most critical moment of the entire process.
The board gives life, and it can take it away. This is where many people fail the first time they try this method, not because it doesn't work, but because it works too well. From day 4 onward, you must check under the board every single day. Why? Because carrot seedlings don't emerge like most plants. They don't push up with leaves first. They emerge as a thin green hook, delicate, pale, and desperate for light. The moment that hook touches the underside of the board, the clock starts ticking. If the board stays on too long, 3 bad things happen. First, the seedlings stretch sideways, searching for light they can't find. Second, their stems weaken and collapse. Third, when you finally remove the board, they burn instantly in sunlight and die. 1 extra day can wipe out an entire row. So here is the rule the old gardeners lived by. The instant you see the first green hooks, remove the board. Not when the row is full, not when it looks ready. The first signs of life are your signal. And here's the beautiful part. When you lift the board at the right moment, you don't just reveal carrots, you reveal something else. Under that board, weed seeds have also germinated, but without light. They are white, thread-like, and incredibly weak. They've spent all their stored energy trying to reach the surface. Your carrots, meanwhile, are just breaking through. This timing gives you a massive advantage. The carrots are alive and rooted. The weeds are alive but helpless. You've created a narrow window where weeds can be eliminated before they ever become a problem, without disturbing the carrots. This is intentional. This is not luck. The board doesn't just speed up germination, it resets the battlefield in your favor. And once you understand this timing, the final step becomes obvious and almost effortless. In the next block, we use this moment to erase weeds so completely that you may never need to weed carrots again.
This is where the method reveals its true genius. Most gardeners fight weeds after their crops appear. By then, the battle is already lost. Weeds grow faster, root deeper, and steal light, water, and nutrients before carrots even stand a chance. Old market gardeners reversed the timeline. They let the weeds sprout first, on purpose. While the board is resting on the soil, weed seeds wake up in the warm, moist darkness. They germinate faster than carrots, but without light, they grow pale, weak, and stretched. They're alive, but defenseless. This stage is called a false seedbed. The moment you lift the board, right when the first carrot hooks appear, you will see a ghostly carpet of white weed threads across the soil surface. This is not a failure. This is the trap closing. Now you have several options, depending on your tools and comfort level. The cleanest method is flame weeding. A quick pass with a flame weeder, just enough heat to collapse the weed cells, kills 100% of those seedlings instantly. The carrots, still mostly underground, are unharmed. The weeds never recover. If you don't have a flame weeder, a very light surface scuffle works just as well. Use the back of a rake or a wire hoe and barely disturb the top millimeter of soil. Do not dig, do not chop, just erase the white threads. What matters is timing, not force. Those seedlings have already spent their stored energy. When you kill them now, they cannot regrow. The soil surface is clean, calm, and reset. And here's the part most people don't expect. After this step, new weeds barely appear. Why? Because you already triggered the biggest wave of germination and destroyed it. Later weed seeds stay dormant, shaded by the carrot canopy and locked below the surface. Your carrots now emerge into a world with no competition, loose, soft soil, perfect moisture from earlier, straight sand-guided root channels below. From this point on, carrot care becomes boring in the best way possible. A light watering if needed, no thinning disasters, no endless weeding. The work was done before the crop appeared.
Carrots are not difficult plants. They're just honest plants. They tell you immediately when your soil is too hard, too dry, or too chaotic. Modern gardening ignores these signals and tries to fix problems later with effort and frustration. The old method does the opposite. A strip of sand guides the root. A wooden board protects the seed. Time and patience do the rest. This is not about gadgets or expensive systems. It's about understanding how plants behave in the first 7 days of life, when everything is decided. Once you've grown carrots this way, going back feels impossible. Watching perfect green rows emerge from clean soil without weeds feels almost like cheating. But it's not cheating, it's remembering. A simple board, a little sand, perfect timing. That's the difference between twisted disappointment and a harvest that fills your cellar. Stop struggling with carrots. Let them grow the way they were always meant to. Subscribe to the Garden Lore Vault, because the best gardening secrets were never written in books.